Hey everyone, today is Tuesday, October 27th, and tonight we are going to hear Heather speak. She's got all kinds of information she's going to share with us, and I really hope that you guys brought questions because she does do a lot of things that I'm really interested into as well. She actually, I bounce all kinds of ideas off of her, and I steal all of her ideas too. So she's just really good at helping me do new things and just kind of even freshen up things that I'm doing. So just be sure to ask any questions, and she'll answer anything you have. So I'm going to turn it over to her so she has plenty of time, and then you guys have plenty of time of asking questions. So I'm going to mute me, and Heather, you can unmute yourself.
Alrighty. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes? Okay. So I'm just going to kind of go over, I run a lot of groups. I run challenge groups and free groups and coaching sneak peeks and coach basic groups. So I'm just going to kind of go over kind of what my monthly outline is and then how I run those. So to just kind of hop right into it, my month, typically on the first Monday of every month, I'm hosting a challenge group. And for me, it's usually a 21-day group. It's never been longer just because 21-day fix has been what I've been running for a while. And a lot of my customers use 21-day fix and then just get another workout program. So they still do the group, they still use their nutrition, and then they just incorporate whatever their workout plan is. And they just stick with me from group to group. I keep them in there. When they get stale, I ask them how they're doing. I mean, I check in with them weekly, but if they're moved on or they've hit their goal and they just want accountability, then they kind of just sit on the sidelines and sometimes hop back in. But anyways, first Monday of the month, I'm running that challenge group. This second Monday, I host free clean eating groups. These groups are to anybody new, and I have a couple menus that I have saved. A lot of menus I got from Trendsetters files. So if you're on Trendsetters, you can go in there, and there's a bunch of different menus in there. I get them their free accounts and then set them up in there. Those people I want to eventually be in my challenge group, so that's why I host those. And when I was first starting out, I was in a free group myself, so that's how I got started. I had my coach approached me with the free clean eating group, and I had no intentions of doing anything beyond that, and then here I am now. So it all started for me with the free group. So that's why I run those, just to kind of plant that seed within other people. And I try to change it up, but it doesn't always happen. A lot of the times it's the same menu because it's new people and they don't have a clue that I just used it like 3 months in a row. So that's that one. And while that group is running, I'm still inviting. So while all these groups are running, I'm inviting to the next thing. The third Monday of the month is my coach sneak peek group, which is only 5 days long, and I run that the third week. And then my last week of the month, I play catch up. And keep inviting to the next thing. So that's just kind of what the rough outline of my my month looks like. But I'll back up into each of those challenge groups and explain kind of what I do in each of them. As far as I'm like not a note person, and I totally pulled notes for this. So we'll see how I do because I ramble. But so my 21-day challenge group, we started the actual round on the first day of the month. The week prior to that, we do like a prep week. So I am adding them in. For instance, right now is the last week of this month. So I have people starting to open the group, add them in, introducing myself, mostly through videos. I try to use videos as much as possible so that they can get to know me, especially if they're people I don't know in person. I do have a like page, and I do have people that I have customers that are from my like page, and I also have referrals. So a lot of these people haven't met me in person, so it's nice to be able to have a face-to-face, well, my face to their screen, and they can kind of get a feel for who I am and my personality through the group. So that's what I do during this week. And then I also like to post a video about my expectations for the group so that they know first and foremost what we're going to be doing, what I expect from them. I want them to check in and share and be encouraging and supportive and positive. And then I also do a day of pictures and measurements. So I will post, there's a YouTube video in like Beachbody's YouTube video. You can just Google it. They have like a measurement, how to take proper measurements. I like to post that in there prior to starting so that they know to take their measurements correctly, take their before photos. Even if they don't share them with the group, I make them take them and at least comment that they've done them. And then I share with them how to meal prep and plan. I like to share examples of my meal plans that I've saved. I always save my personal meal plans, and sometimes I'll save past challenge group meal plans, and I'll just post those in there for examples, so that way when they get started, they can just copy it if they want. They don't have to really think about it that first week. It's just easier for them to just do what I do if they're in the same bracket. And then on Sunday, or on, let's see, what is that? The weekend prior to starting, I ask them to introduce themselves and just kind of so the group can get to know each other. The groups the trinkets would come because a lot of them are interested together. They know each other, and I don't know, it worked out pretty good in the videos. A lot of them will post videos too. I asked them to, but I don't make a requirement. A little bit? Okay. So for the first week of that challenge group, recipes, I ask them to post their meal plans and their recipes, and it's just sharing. That's all we do the first week. Provide support, answer questions, anything I feel like people are asking about, and fun stuff with posting like challenges, participation prizes. I like to offer a prize. I don't go for weight loss prizes because I think everybody's on their own level, and not, you know, some people lose more weight than others, and it's not because the other person isn't trying, just different body types. So that's what I group. So you guys can look that up too. It has exactly and things for them to post. And I also ask them on those days to post on their timeline, their personal timeline, so that other people are seeing what they're doing. And I kind of stalk what they're posting on their personal page because it gives you leads. You'll see that they're posting for Motivation Monday. I ask them to post just their favorite motivational picture or quote, and they post it within the group. And then I ask them to put it on their page and then tag me in it, and they get a point towards this prize at the end of the group. And I just follow that. And if they have people commenting on it or asking them what they're doing, I can see who's interested and what's going on, and those are people I can reach out to, and I'll write them down. Sometimes I'll ask my customer to connect me with that person. Otherwise, I'll just reach out to them and say, hey, I saw you were commenting on her stuff about 21 Day Fix and what she's been doing. I'm her coach, like we're doing this together. Can I answer any questions? And I get the leads out of that. The outline for this is in the files on the team page. So I can bump it up at the end of the call. And let's see, the last, like the final week of that group is kind of the same as the first week as far as what I'm posting, just following the group, posting more recipes, checking in with everybody week to week, and that's pretty much all we do for the last week. I forgot to mention, on the second week when I'm running those participation prizes and stuff, I'm also inviting them to my Coach Sneak Peek event, because these people are prime potential people to reach out to at least get the, you know, if the discount, if they're on Shakeology, most of them are, or if they're not on Shakeology, they might want to learn how to save on it when they're ready. So I do invite those people first. You know, before I invite anybody else, I reach out to my challenge group and I ask them to at least listen in on my Coach Sneak Peek. Let's see. I'm going to read some of these now so I don't forget. How do I get them to share their before and afters? I just ask them. So if they don't want to, they don't have to. I do tell them, I include the link for the Beachbody Challenge so they can at least share it there, and I encourage them to do that. Some people, they won't post their before photos when we start, but once we're at the end, they're proud of what they've done, and then they want to share that with people, even if it's, you know, a after photo that's not like drastically different. They're proud of that and they want to share it, so they'll post it in there. But if they're not, like, I don't require people to do that because I'm super uncomfortable. Like, I did not want to do that ever. Now I'm okay with it, but at the time I wasn't, so I don't force it on them. But usually they will later. And then at the end of the group, like today, we ended on Sunday or Monday. Today I asked in the group if I could share reaching out to anybody who, if they've been on the fence about a program and they don't want to commit to a program yet, but they want to get started, I'll throw them in there. I just invite anybody to that. I'll do an event or the voice messenger on your message, like your Facebook message. I use that a lot. You can go into your Facebook and on your phone and voice, you know, record your voice up to a minute and send it as an invite, and you get the personal touch with them. And you can also like mass send that to people, and unlike a text one, it won't show up as like a group message, if that makes sense. You can just forward it, send it to as many people as you want to, keep it kind of basic, don't use names, and just send it to a bunch of different people, and it won't show up as a group. They'll think it's just to them. And then again, the personal touch. So the 5-day clean eating group, I just, like I said, get the menus from Trendsetters. I have a bunch saved. They sort of follow 21 Day Fix, but not really. Like some of them have dressing and stuff and like honey mustard something or other, but it's just an intro into clean eating and get them on the right track. I do require them to have a free account on Beachbody or Team Beachbody, and I sign everybody up for theirs. Like I don't give them the opportunity to sign up their own free account because I don't want them to mess it up. I'm a control freak. So I just say, if you want to join us, I'd love to have you. I just need to get your account set up on Team Beachbody so that you can have more access to more recipes once the group is over. I want to make sure you have all these resources. There's tons on there. So I just need your name, you know, number, address, whatever, the stuff we need. And usually they're like, great, here it is. And I go, okay, I'll sign that up for you. I'm going to just give you a temporary password. You can change it once you're in there. Get them set up. They do the group, and they already have an account, and now you're their coach. So they might not buy anything now, But when they do, you don't have to worry about if you're going to get credit or not unless they went to somebody else and they did a coach switch, but you can see that on your, they'll disappear from your back office. So that's what I do for the free groups. Does anybody have a question for that? No? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't find the mute. So what's the rate of success that you have with the free clean eating groups? Like how many people do you have in those groups every month?
It could be like, I think the least amount I've had is 5, but that's 5 seeds planted.
Okay.
But I've had more. I would say I haven't had more than like 15 people, but between 5 to 15.
Okay, and where do you invite those? Like you just post on your page and people reach out to you, or?
Yeah, so when I post, a lot of the times when I post like a Facebook invite, I haven't been doing it recently, but when I first started inviting over the Facebook, like a mass or just a post that was just a general post, like a general invite, I would say like for more information instead of like comment or message me, because some people will just click like because they like the picture or they just support you and they have no idea what they even just read. But then you reach out to them and say, hey, you liked my photo. Like, are you interested in joining us? It's a free group. And they say yes or no. And some people are like, oh, like they have to go back and see what the heck you're talking about. What did I just click like on? I'm just your friend and I'm liking your stuff because we've known each other for 100 years. But then they're like, sure, it's free. Why not?
Okay. So you do that for your friends, for whoever you have friends on Facebook.
Yep, and I have a like page, so I do it there too.
Okay. So you don't do you don't reach out to any outside groups that you might have?
I do have I'm a military spouse, so we have a spouse page.
Okay.
There's other Beachbody coaches in there, so I don't always, I actually reach out to the base I used to live at more than I reach out to the base I'm at now because I don't really care. Like, not that I don't care, but I'm not there, so it's like less intimidating. I'm like, hey guys, miss you. Anybody want to do this? And there's new people there, and so they see it. I guess I could reach out here, but there's some other coaches that that are on the base, and they're like vultures, so I kind of just backed out of that because they're not getting anybody responding to them, so I kind of know where that's going. But I have friends that I've met through the group that I do invite. So, I mean, I do use groups, but I don't invite like just a post in their group. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
I have a question quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so did you say that you let anyone in your challenge groups, like even if they haven't purchased the program or Shakeology, you still let them in?
Not in my challenge groups. They have to at least have the program. I don't make Shakeology a requirement. I have a lot of people in there that have Shakeology, so they're seeing the value. Eventually, I'm pretty confident most of them. Like, I've had a lot of people that end up getting Shakeology because they're seeing all these other people in the group are drinking it, and they're like, well, I'm not. I'm like the black sheep. Maybe I should be drinking it. But I don't require them. I do help anybody. Like, if they have the program and they bought it on eBay or Amazon or a yard sale, which I've heard, and I don't recommend buying like containers at a yard sale, but I'll help them. But I do get that free account set up for them, and I do require them to switch over to me as their coach.
And how long do you do that? Like, do you have a time frame? Like, before, you're kind of like, are they going to place an order with me? Or you just help them as long as they need it, as long as they switched over and made a free account with you?
As long as they have a free account, I'll help them.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a girl so I've only been coaching, it hasn't been a year yet, but I have a girl who I've been talking to since like the beginning of this whole thing, like since I started. And I'm like, this girl is never going to place an order. She would ask me a million questions, and it doesn't matter how many times I would get control of the conversation again and, you know, kind of be in the driver's seat, so to speak. It was like, this is going nowhere. So finally I backed away, and I was like, you know, this is just not worth having the conversation for months. Like, I'm talking months, this girl back and forth, back and forth. So finally I was like, I know you're interested, and clearly right now is not a good time for you. So why don't you let me know when it is? And that was like, fine, great. And she came to me like 3 months later and finally ordered. So, I mean, they come around. Some of them do, some of them don't. I go in my back office, I'm like, I don't know if they'll ever buy anything, but they're there. They're potential people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I think there's something down in the chat. Real quick. Okay, so for the challenge groups with the prizes, I give the prize to the person with the most points. And if there's a tie, maybe I've never had a tie. But I do like, they get 1 point for posting in the group. They get 2 points if they post on their Facebook page and they tag me, because I really want them to post there. Because everybody in the group is great, but they're already using the program. I want them to post on their timeline so that their friends will see what they're doing, and that's more leads for me, more people to connect with for me. So I give them more points for that, and that's how I tally the participation prizes. As far as prizes I give, nothing more than $15. And usually I don't do gift cards a whole heck of a lot. I have like I think Jen, I got these things for you. My kids opened like half of them, so most of them are ours now. But the purpose of having these was for the challenge groups. So like, you know, giving little prizes, or what have I done? Oh, like these. I don't know. When I'm out at like, do you guys all have like TJ Maxx or Home Goods, dollar store, anything? Like this is a notepad that has like daily quotes on it. I mean, they're like cutesy little things that are cheap. I don't know. Journals, so they can food log, just stuff like that. Really anything. I do tell them how to calculate their points, and I share it. So I'll just read to you one of the examples of like what I would say for a participation thing. Okay. So I'd put like day 1 and hashtag Motivation Monday, and I'll post mine too. Like I do this with them so they can see what I'm doing. And it just says, post your favorite motivational quote to the group, one that speaks to you and has kept you on track when you have needed it the most. For 2 extra participation points, post this to your personal Facebook page and tag me. Make sure to use the hashtag above with your post. And that's it. They post it or they don't. They don't get a point. And then it's just 5 or 7 days a week of posting that. So I'm not keeping track of 21 days. That would be a lot to track. And sometimes I forget to track. And at the end of the group, I'm like, crap, I forgot. Do you keep a set file of these points? No, I'm really unorganized. I just click 100 times. I do have like 1,000,003 notebooks, and I just have to scroll back. If you are organized, that's great. But I am not organized at all. So I don't do Excel. I don't even know how to use Excel. I would love to if anybody has like great pointers. How do I keep track? Do you post multiple point challenges a week? So I do Monday through Friday. And so on Monday, I know if they did it or not. It's just each day has a different one. Like they can't do Monday's post on Tuesday. It's Motivation Monday. So they're in or they're out on Monday.
So, okay, so if you post it on Monday, they have to, this is where my confusion comes in. I did this one time with Trish, and she was a genius and just did all the point side of it because, I don't know, she was just good at it. But it overwhelms me, and I'm like, how do you keep track of who did what? And she said if they didn't comment below like done or whatever our request was they had to do. So like if they had to post on their wall and tag me, well, I would see the tag but in order for her to keep track, they had to write like done or whatever in the comments. So that's how she kept track of the points. But if you're asking people to tag you, I mean, are you going through your notifications to check and all that stuff? Because, I mean, I have a bajillion notifications.
Yeah, I don't check notifications until I'm ready for them. Like but I should do that. Like post done. Like that's a great idea. That's way more better than I'm doing.
That's more gooder. You should try it.
That's more good. I'm gonna write that down. No, I'm telling you, I'm a mess. Right, done. Okay.
Okay, and I think another thing that you can do, I'm going to look on here real quick. I'm going to get on my Facebook really quick. I think in the options, like if you go to like account activity, I'm just going to look here real quick. I think it'll tell you, like you can click on something that tells you like, what am I trying to say? Like would tell you like people that tagged you. Because there'll be people, like you can look over to the side. If you go into account activity, you can click on like, okay, new friends. And I think there's ones that say tagged. So if people tagged you in anything, you can click on that. It'll only bring up the notifications where somebody tagged you. So that would be
your activity log. Yeah. I think it's called your activity log, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to look. You can chit chat. I'm just trying to look here real quick.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, no, but having it would obviously save a ton of time and hassle for myself. I don't know. I'm just a hot mess. So is there any other questions for the challenge? I really want to go over week more than anything because that is, I know that Jen, you're running one right now. So then your group, that would be great to be able to run their own. Let's see, do you ever switch up your challenge run? Yeah, so I do switch up my challenge group content. So this guide is just kind of my basic guide. I used to run my groups literally like copy and pasted from the back office, the challenge group guides there when I first started running my own. And then as the months went on, when I had some like of the same challengers, I obviously needed to change it up because that would be really boring for them. So I would use that as my rough guide and then just like I'd go, oh, this is a recipe. Like in the Coach Online Office, they're showing a recipe. I'm going to pull my own recipe. So it just kind of like evolved from there. I don't always follow this to a T, but this month I'm hosting like a couple other, my downline coaches. So like my personally sponsored coaches, I'm training them how to run challenge groups, so this is what I'm using this time around. But I deviate from it. Like, I don't use it to a T every 21 days. All right. I think that's all of those questions. Okay, so then my last thing, oh, here it is. Okay, so then the third week of the month, I'm running 5-day sneak peek into coaching. And I follow Megan Ewoldson's National Wake Up Call. It was August 24th. She posted, or she did a call and laid out her 5 days. It's really short, you know, short and sweet, to the point. They don't go into the weekend. It's just the 5 days and one video a day. So they have to count. Like these videos have to have enough content to cover what you want to cover, but at the same time not be really long because you don't want to bore them. You want to just keep them entertained and informed. So on day one of sneak peeks, I just do introductions, and I actually run these with my my aunt, she's my upline coach. We started about the same time, so we kind of run our businesses side by side. Like we always are like, you're my business partner. We do a lot of that stuff together. So if like coach sneak peek groups on your own is like super intimidating, team up with somebody and run one together. We do our introductions together. We set up a Zoom call like this, and it's just the two of us, And we sort of interview each other and ask, how did you get started? How did you get started? What did you think when you got started? What were some things that, you know, why did you become a coach? And so it's kind of just like a sit down, like talk show. We're like just chat with each other, but they get to learn about us and see how we communicate and how we got started with Beachbody and our backgrounds. They learn about our families, where we were physically before we started and all that. And you want to treat these people like they are your teammates. So like how I would talk to like Jen is how I'm talking to them on my videos, because I want them to already feel like they're on my team. Like they're with me. I'm your friend. Like we're good to go. I know you. We're BFFs. So that's just how I talk on the groups. So let's see. Yeah, share my story, why I became a coach. I'll ask them to post about themselves and introduce themselves, share about their families and their goals. And this is the first day we ask right off the bat, what part of coaching are you interested in? A discount coach, hobby coach, or a business builder? And when they introduce themselves, they let us know either in a post or a video. And you know that can change for people, but at least you know what their intentions are right out the gate. On day 2, we talk about what it is to be a coach and what it is not to be a coach. You know, you don't have to be a nutritionist or a personal trainer. Some of our misconceptions when we started, or before we started, what we thought, you know, multi-level marketing was, and just we share that with them on the second day, and then we ask them right in return, what are some things that you've heard? What are your thoughts? What are, like, we talk about what our objections were at first and what other people's objections may be, and we ask them right then and there, what about you? Like, have you had any objections? Or what are things that you're concerned about? And we'll address them on that second day. On day 3, we go into social media. And so this day is kind of like a training, like they're already on our team. And we just explain how we use social media and different platforms to reach other people and share our stories with that. So when I started, I was living on a remote island in Alaska, and I had like this many friends. I could count my friends on my hand, and all I used was Facebook was to connect with my family. And that was it. I had nobody, I felt like I had nobody to reach out to. I didn't know anybody. And just how I've came that obstacle. We go into that, and then we ask them what platforms do they use. And we'll just kind of like comment in the sections, like if they use Instagram, we'll chat about Instagram in the comments. It's just kind of training them on how social media works. And we go over the 3 vital behaviors, and we sort of prove them wrong about how they don't know people. If they say they don't know people, we'll say, no, like you do. There's plenty of people out there. And this is why, because I was on an island. I knew 5 people, and since then I've met more. And this is how. So they learn that in the 3rd day. And then on day 4, Danielle usually posts this day because she has like charts. She knows how to do charts and like graphs, and she was a teacher and I was a hairstylist. She's like up here when it comes to that stuff, and I'm like down here. So she talks about how to earn, and we set out the expectations. Like if you are here to just get a discount, this is how you get the discount. If you are here to be a hobby coach, and you just want to get your shakes paid, we explain how you need to help 3 people and what that means. And if you want to be a business builder, we talk about that and how you can do that. We do go over how they want to hit Success Club, and we kind of outline Success Club. And we also talk about enrolling their first coaches and what it means to be like Emerald and free leads. So that's day 4. And then the 5th day is short and sweet, just kind of tying up loose ends, letting them know that they have gotten all the content from us, that if they have any questions to ask us, to reach out to whoever added them, because there are multiple coaches in the group. And that's pretty much it. Some of them, we do ask them again what their thoughts are, because some of the people come into the group just expecting to get the discount. My last group I ran, one of the girls just wanted to save on her Shakeology and learn about that. And now she's building her business and hitting, she's almost hit Success Club. She should be at Success Club by Friday, and she's only been doing this for a couple weeks. So their goals might change just in 5 days. So we ask them again about that. And once they get signed up, that's when we just go into the setting up a Get Started Right call and all that. We have like a little poem that we read at the end because it's something that Danielle and I love. It's called The Dash by Linda Ellis. We read that at the end because I just think that's like what our whole like vision for why we do this is all about. And if you've read it before, it's all about, your birth date and the day you die. There's a dash in between the two, and living it to the fullest. Like, it's all about your dash. So we share that with them, and that's it. We close it out, and we follow up with them. We leave the group open always, and then we just change people out month to month. So that's all. A lot of content in a short amount of time.
So you leave the group open and then you just add new people, but how do they know? I mean, do you just start posts all over again, or?
So I'm reading your lips, so I couldn't hear a thing you said. But just now we're getting ready to start another one. So we did take out people from last time, but it's been open for the full month. So they've had access to the videos to go back to for the full month.
Okay.
And then now we're just weeding them out because we start again. This month we're doing it differently just because we're in a training group and they told us to start one November 2nd. So we're starting one November 2nd. It threw my whole calendar off for the entire month, but that's what I got to do. So we just went through it and deleted everybody, and we'll re-add the content in starting November 2nd.
Okay, but you keep the same group.
Mm-hmm.
And you just delete all like the comments, everything out again, and so it's just you just repost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And the only reason is because we run them together, and it's just I get nervous about opening and closing so many groups because I don't get like locked out for commenting on all of them. So I just keep the same one, and then I just delete the stuff in it. I think it's just because I'm paranoid. Do you keep it? Okay, so with the challenge groups, I do keep those open. I check in with everybody weekly. So I know when people want to stay in and stay out, or stay in or get out. And I'll take them in and out. But I do usually keep it going. If it starts to get, like this month I started a new challenge group because Danielle and I were running them together. When it starts to like die down during the summertime, we didn't have very many people, so we combined again and started running them for the summer together. But we just broke off this upcoming challenge group. I'll be on my own again, and she'll be on her own with just our customers and then our personally sponsored coaches and their customers. And for me, like this group is to help teach my coaches how to run their own challenge group so that they can go off on their own. So I'm hoping by next month, they'll spread their wings. They have the same guide that I use, plus the Coach Online Office, plus this month to get the group, get kind of what I do, and then they'll be able to run their own. Because I do want them to be able to do that on their own. The same with the sneak peek. Like they're in all those groups, even if they don't have anybody to add into it. But I give them all the content I'm using first, like my guide, so that way they can go off and do their own. Any other questions? Sorry.
I love when there's no questions. Everybody's I guess everybody has all their answers. They know all the answers. So, okay. We are going to end the call because my little vow to myself lately is I have to be in bed by 9 o'clock. And I'm sure I'll be texting Heather in a few minutes anyways. And I'll end up being up till 11 o'clock chatting with her. So, no, I've been trying to get up at 5 again, and I've been trying to get more sleep. So, if anyone has anything else they want to, okay, they said they can't hear me. Is anybody else can't hear me?
Oh, I can now.
Okay, just a second. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to just end the call. Sorry, I didn't know that was cutting out. Sometimes my internet here is kind of funky. But no, I guess if anybody next week wants to speak on the call, that would be amazing. I love when everybody gets an opportunity to kind of share what they're doing and what's working and what's not. I'm not saying we need to reinvent the wheel for anybody that's already in a process, but sometimes if you're new and you're confused on what kind of things you could get started with, and if you're not super organized, probably running all these groups at once would be really overwhelming and it would probably scare away a new coach. But some people are gung-ho and are great about doing it. I applaud the people that can run that many groups with doing the lead by example group and just keeping track of all my coaches and trying to make sure that I'm on top of things for business wise and running my challenge groups and the coach basics. I have a lot of groups that I've got going on, so doing more challenge groups are usually way too overwhelming for me. But anytime you guys want to pick anybody's brain inside the group, that's a great opportunity for you to find out kind of what they're doing. And I really appreciate Heather getting on and sharing all your awesomeness with the team. And again, if anybody else would like to speak on another call, please feel free. This is obviously, it's not super hard to do, just sharing what you're doing. So I will end this. If anybody doesn't have anything else to say, anything. Holly, you unmuted. I don't know if you wanted to speak or.
No, I didn't. I don't know what I'm doing with my phone right now.
Excellent. Don't be doing anything naughty. Don't be swearing at anybody. Just kidding. Okay, well, I'm going to end the call, and I am, I don't know if you heard earlier, I was trying to say that I've been making a vow that I'm trying to get to bed early, to get up early to work out, because I've been slacking on the early workouts, and so I need to get up and get going on my day earlier. So I'm going to end this call, and I thank you all for getting on the call tonight. It means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to Heather that you guys come on and support and want to listen to her live. And the people that are listening to the recording, I understand life happens and sometimes this doesn't fit into everyone's time slot, and I completely understand. But I just wanted to say that when you have, when you want to speak or somebody else wants to, let's, it's nice to come on and support each other and they're not talking to themselves. So anywho, wait, hold on. Dora just said something. Okay, she would like to be in on Heather's next sneak peek.
That's fine.
And when is that? November 2nd, you said?
Yeah, that one starts Monday. So this is like, I had like a week to prep because we normally run them the third week. And we were told last week to have one November 2nd. So we're having one November 2nd.
Okay, good deal. So you guys can probably hook up with her too if you want to put people in there. That would be awesome. So I'm going to end the call, and I hope you guys all have a good night.